power of X is one of Myra's lives. If you don't know what's life, all you gotta do is check out the last video. And when I mean last video, I mean House of X number 2. If you need to check out the last video, the link to the playlist will be in the description. Now, my name is Dor, and this is SEM Comics. We are continuing our coverage of Hox and Pox. That's House of X, Power of X, with Power of X number 2. So our story starts off in year 10, around Krakoa, and Cyclops is being briefed by Professor Xavier and Magneto about Orchis, about how they have a mother mold that's really close to the sun that will be mass producing sentinels, and how Orchis breaks down. So Professor Xavier lets Cyclops know that Orchis is mostly X, SHIELD, and AIM agents, with some sword and hammer agents sprinkled in there too. But then Magneto chimes in and goes, and if you want to know the level of conviction, they even held up their nose long enough to bring in some ex-Hydra agents. Now, the reason why Magneto feels so strongly about Hydra is because he is Jewish, he was in the Holocaust, and Hydra is none but Nazis. But that's not even the biggest issue with Orchis. The biggest issue is that they found plans that they are going to be building a Nimrod. And Cyclops goes, oh damn. If you are new to this whole X-Men thing, reason why that's a problem is because Nimrod has the ability to adapt to anybody's power. Like once he adapts to your power, he knows how to counteract it and can pretty much take you out. Even a person like Legion, who is an Omega level mutant, he is way up there when it comes to power, has issues with Nimrod. Nimrod normally beats him because he just adapts to whatever he's doing, and there you go. So they're pretty much like, yeah, we can't have this. And Magneto's like, remember, this will be a formal assault on an orbital station tens of millions of miles away, built by a secret organization whose sole purpose is to extinguish mutants. Can such a thing even be done? So Cyclops goes, does it need doing? Professor Xavier goes, yes, it will be done. We're gonna go ahead and put that on the back burner for now. So now we jump to 100 years in the future, and we're on asteroid K. And you got Wolverine, War, pretty much giving a breakdown of what happened on Earth. And he's pretty much telling who's ever in charge, who you're about to see who it is in a minute, that the team of 4 went down there, but only 2 came back, which was Cardinal, Rasputin 4. Silva and Percival did not come back. Percival really hurts because I guess he had blackout powers, which now they can't use. So yeah, War's upset. And then whoever's in charge goes, you're gonna have to forgive him. War has a way of limiting perspective. It's a shortcoming, but his usefulness outweigh his limitations. Then he goes, do you really have it? Cardinal goes, yes. And he hands it to Apocalypse. When you reduce them all down, the machines is nothing but pure information, a repository of knowledge. Too much knowledge and the weak are paralyzed by choices. Too little knowledge and the foolish will jump head first into the mouths of the hungry enemy. But the right amount of knowledge is like the sword of victory. And he's like, don't get it twisted, my children. I would have sacrificed all of you to get this information. It's that important. You see, Apocalypse is a lot of things, but he's not a liar, and he will tell it to you straight, whether you want to hear it or not. So now we cut to Nimrod the Lesser in the Tower of Nimrod, and Nimrod is doing Nimrod things. He is just talking to himself, rambling along, and you got 2 dudes standing next to him. So the Nimrod asks him a question, and I guess the dude didn't realize, or he just spoke what was on his mind, and he goes, no, not really, I'd just rather you just keep speaking to yourself. Nimrod looks at him, dude realizes what he just said, and he goes, I apologize, it's been a costly day and I'm tired. So Nimrod's like, so, are you tired as well? The other dude's like, no, I'm not tired at all. And Nimrod's like, I don't believe you, and blasts both of them to smithereens. I sound like Yosemite Sam. So then he picks up one of their skulls, and then he just keeps rambling along because, you know, Skull's not going to answer back. And he's like, you mutants came in secret. You had an objective. Seems like you accomplished it, but what was it? I see you, mutants. I know your ways. Whatever were you looking for? So back to Asteroid K, pretty much what the mutants were able to get their hands on was a encrypted location of some very important information, and they're leaving it up to Krakoa, who's also in the corpse of Doug Ramsey, to figure out exactly what that location is. So Krakoa breaks the encryption. They know where location that they're going. Wolverine is like, or War, it's like, it doesn't matter. The only reason why we've been successful up to this point is because we had Percival and he was using his powers. Now that he's gone, we can go there, but even if we get the information, nobody's going to survive the mission to even be able to use it. So Apocalypse starts talking. He goes, we were never going to be able to stop the onset of machines. My only question is why are they always pointed at us mutants? Why are we always the ones tested to see if we're fit for survival? So then he goes, look, we will take what we need and we will return. I guarantee our success because I will be leading this mission. So now we cut 1,000 years into the future. We see the librarian and he's talking to Nimrod, who has been reduced down to that flying little probe thing that's right next to his head. So then he asks him a question. He goes, did it work? And Nimrod goes, the perceived value of this system was in its celestial resources and not the living cultures. So in essence, he said it was supposed to be mined and not preserved. Are you starting to see how like the machines are allegory for like big, huge corporations and like governments? They care about the resources, not really the people. And right at that moment, a bigger corporation or a bigger government comes down to talk to the librarian. It is the Technarchy or the Phalanx. And they pretty much tell the librarian that their world mine, yeah, they ate it. So the Phalanx is down here and they're like, as we was eating your world mine, we noticed that you had a message for us. So we came down here to say, what do you want? And the librarian says one word, ascension. All right, class, it's time to explain how these planetary societies work. A SI is considered a species intelligence. The machines are 1 SI. A hive is 10 SI. And intelligence is either 100 to 10,000 SIs. A good example of that is the Creed and their supreme intelligence. If you know, you know. I guess I spoke too premature earlier because 10,000 SIs, you have the Technarchy. At 100,000 SIs, you have a world mind. And at 1,000,000 SIs, you have the Phalanx. So now we cut back to 100 years into the future. And we got this guy, and he's mostly machine, and he's pretty much explaining how people need to lose their humanity and give in to the machines and be more machine-like. And there's only one way to do it. He has a baby, and there's this like device that's floating in like the air. It looks something like the Technarchy. It shoots this baby in the face with a beam. And now all of a sudden, it looks like he infected him with a techno-organic virus. Somebody call Cable. But then there is an explosion, because there's always an explosion. And our heroes have come to maybe wreck shop. Like, I don't know. Is this the mission or is this not the mission? Maybe it's a distraction. We don't know. The only way you'll find out is by watching the next video.